get ready for a new environment. Get ready for a new environment. This will not be your same old, mom and dad's network marketing company. It's going to create the tools and give them to you and say, this is your tool when we got no input. And you're like, what do I do with this? Right? We're going to get feedback from the distributors. We take direction from the distributors. They take direction from us. They don't give us direction. And it's going to be a much, much different company than you're used to. The people that are here are persistent, and that's why you're here. Okay? What is the mailman endures what? Rain, snow, sleet, and hail. How many people had flight delays? Okay? How many people had road closures? Okay? That's not on the list for the mailman. So you're more persistent than the mailman. Okay? You got here. There's a reason why you are here. There's a reason for it. As I look out into this group, and I look at you, as I like to do often, not as a group really, but as 130 or 140 individuals, what I really see in each of your eyes is a reflection of me. I'm not better than you. I may have worked harder than some of you, maybe. I might have had more lady luck than some of you, maybe, but I believe that, it's the old network marketing saying that luck is what? Where preparation meets opportunity, right? But I don't look at anybody in this room and think that somehow because of the position that I've been granted that I'm better. I'm not better. I look in the audience and I see people that remind me of you, or remind me of me rather. Okay, I was where you are, and a lot of you have been where I am now, and the fact that you're here makes us all equal. Because if you were making $1 bazillion a month and happy in what you're doing, then you wouldn't be here today, right? You just wouldn't be here. And the fact that success comes in all different shapes and sizes. I mean, some of the network marketing legends that I've heard about, when you meet, I don't know what I'm expecting. I'm expecting somebody to come, sort of floating in, right? They don't even make, terrestrial contact. They come floating in. And you meet them and you just go, well, they're just like me. These people that I've been hearing about for, the last 20 years, I've been in network marketing now for 22 years, we're just the same. And you can't prejudge anybody. You can't prejudge anybody. So I was reminded of an old story when David had his lumberjack picture up. There's a job application for lumberjack, and lumberjacks show up from far and wide to apply for this. There's one position, and there's guys showing up from from states with tons of trees, and there's people showing up with all kinds of equipment. They got the heavy-duty chainsaws, the pull-ons, and the whatever. And this one guy shows up with an axe. And they said, well, what are you doing here? He said, well, I'm here for the lumberjack position. And they said, what, have you ever worked in lumberjacking before? He says, oh yeah, many times. He says, well, give me one place that you've worked. He goes, well, I worked in the Sahara Forest. I said, Sahara Forest? Don't you mean the Sahara Desert? He goes, well, yeah, now. So it's about work ethic, right? It's about desire, work ethic. I'm telling you right now, I would have never guessed Madison Baker at 5'0". Where are you? 1.25, 5 foot and a quarter. I mean, this gal's an assassin, for crying out loud. She just works and works and works and works. And if you don't put boundaries around yourself, you'll find yourself on the phone doing 3 ways with Madison Baker all the livelong day. She is amazing. She is absolutely amazing. And yeah, many of you are here because of her. Okay, and I can go right down the line and talk about stories about every one of you. Some of you I'm meeting for the first time. I'll tell you what, the one person in the room with the junior most experience, 0. You're like, 0, why is he here? Because he showed desire, the 3 things, quite frankly, he showed. The 3 things that you have to have in network marketing, right? Teachability, burning desire to change. Burning desire to change, teachability, and a work ethic. Okay, how did I find this guy? He trained my dog. I mean, I didn't even hire him. My wife did. And this guy comes down from Redding, California to Sacramento, picks up our dog. I didn't meet him, right? And when he came back to drop off the dog and do the follow-up trainings, he just started talking to me about what I do. And he goes, man, I love that. That sounds awesome. He goes, because my job is so dependent on what I do. I love dog training. He goes, but it's become a job now, and I'm wondering, what does life look like for me after dog training? I need something residual. Blair Diamond is here with us today because of that personality, okay? And with a last name like Diamond, how's this guy going to fail? So each and every one of us gets to define what we want out of this. I don't get to tell you. David Brown doesn't get to tell you. Peter Castleman doesn't get to tell you. Nobody gets to tell you what you want out of this. You get to define it. We're not going to set our goals on you. That would be wrong. Okay? Whatever it is that you want, however big or however small, there is a place for you here. There is a place for you here. And the vast majority of people, that will join us, you've done a heck of a job so far identifying a lot of folks. I mean, there's a lot on the internet right now, isn't there? And we've got to start changing the way that we think. I got to tell you something. Embarrassed is too strong of a word. I'm not embarrassed, okay? But as I go out and look at the stuff, if you search Peter Castleman's food company, the stuff that's out there in traditional, typical network marketing form, about 80% of the stuff that's out there is accurate, and about 20% is embellishment, right? Because that's us. Because we think we have to make it better than it actually is, okay? It doesn't get better than this. It doesn't get better than this. So we've got to do a better job in policing ourselves, okay, and making sure that our message is true, so that when people do get the true message, like that video and others to follow, there's your teaser video, by the way, okay? You okay with that? Oh, yeah. Okay? That when people start to get the true message, they're not let down because you've overhyped it, that it hits them square between the eyes and right in the heart. Okay, so we've got to do a better job of that. And we will. That's our job. That's your job. That's why you're here. That's the unique opportunity that you have. There are moments in life that you will recall. There are significant moments in life that you revisit in your mind with the passage of time. There might be a trigger point. There might be something that happens to you that triggers that memory. And for the rest of my life, this memory will be etched. David and I are hitching a ride with Peter heading east, and we're at, I don't know, 40, 45,000 feet or whatever altitude he gets to travel at. And he calls us together, and we do a little board meeting in his plane. And he says, you know, I know you network marketing types, I know you set your sights on $1 billion. He said, I know why. You know, not too many people there, let alone, you know, they've hit it, let alone maintained it. He said, but I got to tell you, if we become $1 billion, I'm just going to be so disappointed. It's going to be such a disappointment if we become just $1 billion company. He said, the market's too big. It's you know, the supplement industry, $18–20 billion. Food industry, $4.3 trillion. If you're a $1 billion company in a $4.3 trillion market, you just haven't done very well. And he says, our range is 20 to 200 billion. That's our range. And I thought, that's a big range. He says, and whether or not we hit, right, the low end or the high end of that range will depend on two things. How we execute in the early stages of our company's life cycle, and the types of people that we attract to ourselves in the early days of our company's life cycle. You're it. You get to decide whether we're going to be a 20 billion, he said, we'll hit $1 billion like falling off a log. That must be a North Carolina saying. We'll get to $1 billion falling off a log. But whether we hit 20 or 200 depends on how we execute and how you execute. So I hope you're up for it. You up for it? Yeah.